are live in the room. Brian Gerson, coming from remotely his house, I do believe. Brian.
That's my home. Not really my home, but I'll just call it my home for now.
Brian, we are actually live on Instagram also. They can actually see you, which is pretty cool.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. What's up, boys?
So, I don't know. Let me see. I'm waiting for us to go live. Marty Navis is already watching. He's coming on at 9 o'clock. So let me get my throw up everything right now. Make sure we're live because I need to know that you're on the... There you are, Brian.
Oh, yeah. I can't really see that.
Look at that. That is what
it's
the
weird
podcast is like.
I see you coming in
from an aerial view.
Yeah, it's pretty cool actually.
Isn't it?
Like a fucking, you know what it is? Kind of like what I'm doing right now.
What are you
doing? Like I'm watching you from like a security cam.
Yes.
Like I have you locked in like some sort of like jail like room, and like you can't get out, and I'm just like watching all your moves.
So this is like Saw, only PG.
Yeah, exactly, like PG version of Saw.
Yes, and. Yeah, Brian, I noticed that same thing when I Skype people in to interview, one-on-one. Sometimes they take like a little clip of us interviewing through their screen, and it freaks me out. I'm like, where's that angle? Where's that angle coming from?
Exactly.
So it's bizarre.
I'm a ghost. I'm just watching you.
Once
pulling strings.
Yeah, once the feed goes through OBS, I guess it's all right. So.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But I like that angle because it gets the whole room.
It's fucking hilarious.
We got to figure that out because then we can have like 20 people in this room at the same time. You know what I mean? And still run OBS. Like how to get that camera on the OBS, just that wide angle kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Which camera is it?
I don't know. I got 2 or 3 of them in here. I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, I'll figure that out. Don't get hurt.
So, Brian... You're calling from home because you're working hard, getting shit together for Cage Titans 46. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, as we speak, literally my computer, not my computer, but the program on my computer is frozen. I'm literally like 90% done. This is like always happens. But I spent $2,000 on this computer, so it's a little bit frustrating, but the product is looking good. I was going to see if I could give a little preview, but... seeing as we're frozen here, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Brian,
I'm trying to work some details out.
I don't know if you can see this, but we can on the screen. That the screen that you're watching is reflecting through your Bob Seger glasses right now.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was wondering if people could see that. That would be a sweet way to give a preview, but if you can actually see the detail on the screen. I'll put it in one eye.
We could stream the fights this way too.
Yeah, it's totally frozen. I just been waiting for about 5 minutes. For about 5 minutes. So I don't know. But yeah, speaking of frozen things, maybe this is a hard transition. What was up with that weird porn star like attacking you? Porn star fighter.
Oh my God, the chick that I screenshot her conversation with me and sent it out.
What was that?
And listen, I got blocked for 24 hours on Facebook because I screenshot her hate speech toward me, and they said I was the hate speecher because it was my Photoshop. You know what I mean? So it's like, anyway, yes, the I won't mention names, but she fought on Bellator Friday night, making her pro debut in Mohegan Sun. I was supposed to interview her, I think, at the first or the second combat night card, like that night of the weigh-ins or something, because she was fighting on another card, a regional promotion somewhere. And I followed her on Facebook. She had a split tongue, all this. I had no idea she was in porn at that time. I thought she was just like, kind of a exhibitionist in a kind of traveling kind of cool circus. Because she's a kind of, I think she's pretty. I don't know. I mean,
she's good looking.
Yeah, right. So she's good looking, but she had
not my type. I'd say, but I wouldn't say it's my type.
She was a fighter, and she was I thought she was interesting to come on the show and talk to. You know what I mean? So she blew me off 3 times, which is all right. You know what I mean? I wasn't like holding my breath waiting for her to come on. So, but she would follow my Facebook stories all the time. Like you could see people looking at your stories. So I knew she was like chiming in. And then someone put an article out about her being a porno star. I went, porno star. So I checked all her movies out, all of them. She's got like 6 or 7. Some of them like a 2-minute clip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they got like 12, 14,000 hits. Pornhub, that's like me. I could get that jerking off in a mirror. You know what I mean? I could send that to fucking. You know what I mean? So Pornhub.
Dude, should we? Oh no. You know what? Never mind. We've been going like a weirdly gay like a couple times, and I will definitely take blame for that. And things.
Oh,
I was about to propose we try to make a porn video and try to see how many views we can get. See if we can get more views. I know that's a little.
Wait a minute.
That's a little bit too gay.
Well, just wait a minute. We'll just blur everything out. Blur all the touchy. I don't know. But anyway, to get.
I mean, if we could find some women, I don't know. That's.
All right.
I've always envisioned myself as becoming a filmmaker, but not that kind of filmmaker.
Yeah, we'll be the guinea pig. Fuck that shit. So listen. So to make this a long story short, Eric from Miami News, they came out with I think a weigh-ins. They had the weigh-ins results, but it said porn star set to make her pro debut, and I wrote a little comment under it. I said, listen. She's no porn star with the few thousand hits she got on. She got on Pornhub. I said she's a pretty good fighter and has potential to be a porn star, but she is not a porn star. So he went back at me, and he said something. He goes, "Well, I didn't want to say that she was like a porn Twitter star or something like that." You know what I mean? So anyway, after that, I made a comment. I said, "Listen, I touch it as long as I was wrapped in cellophane." So that was a little, you know what I mean? I didn't expect the next day.
Which I agree with.
The next morning, yes, a lot of people at this point agree with that. The next morning, I got a message from her going, "Yo, you're a hater." And I said right back to her, I said, "Listen, sweetheart, I'm just calling it like I see it." And I said, "You should be worrying about your fight, not worrying about words that are being spoken." You know what I mean? Because she's gonna get that. She's a porn star. I mean, come on. Yeah. Just looking at the comments, from the feed, right there. You know what I mean? So that was the story. And she got TKO'd that night.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's rough.
And you want to know, listen, you want to know another thing? I had her opponent, the girl that won, Elise, booked to talk the next day. And she canceled on me because I think she got wind of the whole porno scenario fight with the ambassador of the fighters, and she probably thought, she thought I was probably going to ask her some serious questions. I wasn't going to really. I was just, I might have said, something about, no, I wouldn't have. I would have been respectful.
I mean, it was, I actually saw a couple highlights of that fight. I mean, I don't know. I never saw her the porn stars amateur fights, but, looked like the other chick was very aggressive.
Let me tell you about Elise. She's 7-1. She's a 2-time champion in 2 different weight classes. I mean, 2 different promotions, atom weight. She's in the military. She's got, I think, 5 finishes out of them, 8 fights. So Rebecca, I've seen fight in her 2 amateur fights. She's pretty good on her feet, but she sucks on the ground, even though it didn't get there. Yeah. Not sucks on the ground, but I mean, she's very green. She's very green. So, that girl tuned her up. What are you gonna do? Yeah,
I mean, pro debut, so you can always bounce back from that. It's just, I feel like sometimes it's a little bit telling when you get caught up when you're getting caught up in the comments the day before. It's probably not the best situation.
No, and that's what I told her. But I'm sure she, the comments back at me, she could give a shit what I had to say.
Yeah, so, seriously.
Brian, we have Marty Navis calling in like 5 minutes. You put any video of him up? What's going on with him? Any highlights of him? No, I'm only kidding. I'm putting you on the spot. I said, you got any highlights of him for Cage Titans?
So I could I can spill these beans is that this promo video is mainly going to be, well, no, 100% is dedicated to the main event. This one, there might be different versions as the fight week progresses in terms of fight night, but this first one that's going to come out is going to be mainly about the main event. We will, we'll see as it progresses. Weigh-ins, we're going to do some stuff, and then press conference. There's going to be a couple things done there. Hopefully, we can bring that in, and that will add to the footage. So, most likely he'll be in there, or maybe he'll be in there, but no, I do not know for sure right now.
Okay, cool. So, I
corporated the hell out of that answer. How do you like that corporate answer?
I didn't listen to any corporate. Of it. I wasn't listening to it. I was reading the comments here. I was just waiting for you. Just waiting for you.
I went into a very neutral mode there.
Awesome, man. So I'll be at weigh-ins Friday. Saturday. Oh, I made a post today. I needed a media partner. You know, because I'm running back and forth. I need somebody. I got McLeod. What's his? Why can't I take it? Peter. You know, you remember at the after party, you didn't know who the hell you were?
That guy, yeah.
Yes.
I know that guy.
Pete, yeah. So he's going to be my shadow. He's going to be helping out.
Liaison.
Yeah.
No. Liaison is a different thing. Yeah, no, that'd be great. Cause that is definitely an issue.
Yes. He's going to, report, and I don't know. We'll wing it as it goes, man. So.
But yeah, there's a few things specifically. I mean, we got the pre-show coming up. You're hosting that. I mean, we got a couple things that gotta.
Wait a minute. Let me get the beans out here. Did you just say I'm hosting the pre-show? Wait a minute.
Oh, I think I just dropped them beans. You are hosting the Cage Titans 46 pre-show. You are going to be the host, and then we're going to have a couple of analysts, at least one, I think. But, yes, you are going to be the host.
I'm going to be Johnny.
Unfortunately, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to be Johnny Cupcakes.
Yeah, yes, you will. And, unfortunately, since he is gone, you will be the sole host, taking his role, the mantle. But, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. And I'm looking forward.
Wait a minute. Am I going to be the only, am I going to be it, or someone going to be with me?
No, there's going to be analysts.
All right, cool. All right,
you're going to be the host.
All right,
you're going to take Johnny's role.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
So you already have, you don't want to spill them beans, but you already have somebody picked out that is hanging out?
We just don't know. Like, contracts haven't been signed. Dotted lines haven't been made. So, in lieu of that, the lawyers are telling me, we can't really nail it down. But it should be good. It should be fun.
Oh, it always is. We wing it. We do it. It gets done. I don't know how I should dress. I don't know. I've kind of worn out all my clothes already. Might have to wear. I'll wear Halloween.
Marshalls.
I'll wear Halloween attire.
Ooh, okay.
Oh wait.
Okay.
Hey, wait. Marty's calling in.
Idea.
Shut up. Marty's calling in.
Oh, okay.
I think this is him. It's going to be hard because you're taking up the speakers.
Yeah. What do I do?
Nothing. Marty.
I can be quiet.
All right, shut up for a minute. Not you, Marty, because Marty will kill me for telling him to shut up. Brian, you talk for a second. Brian?
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, there you go. All right, Marty.
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great.
I got Brian Gerson in the house. I got you on the phone here, so I'm going to hold him up to the mic here while we talk to you. I got to put his poster up and all that good stuff because Marty's in the house.
All right.
Marty, how do you feeling, buddy? You got a big fight tomorrow.
Yeah, a couple days, but yeah, I'm feeling great.
Oh.
Never felt better.
This is a year since I think you made your pro debut in 2018. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Fourth fight in a year, and you're going for your fourth finish.
Yes, sir.
How's that feeling, brother?
Feeling great. mind blowing actually, but I feel great. I'm here for a reason, and I'm here to stay, and nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna slow me down right now.
A little opponent change in the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
Actually, it was about a week ago.
Nice.
It got changed.
So you're fighting Johnny Adams, who we do know has a little history and a little familiarity with you because he did fight one of your past opponents. How are you feeling about this opponent change and getting to face Johnny?
Honestly, it's really not a big deal to me. It's same object. I'm gonna go out there and do what I do. But this is honestly, once they said that I was fighting John Adams, I was like, oh my God, let's go. Let's get it. So because John, I knew Johnny was gonna come up at some point just because he beat Trevor, and I knew his name was gonna get thrown at me eventually. So I was just waiting for the day, and obviously the day is now. So.
As far as your last opponent that pulled out and Johnny, are they similar or are these two totally different style fighters?
Totally different. Totally different.
I know Johnny is tall, lanky. He's got a big submission win against one of your former opponents in Trevor with a submission that I've never seen. What are you thinking about Johnny as a fighter in whole?
I think he's definitely been there before. He's got all the aspects down. But he's very slick off his back and on the ground and stuff. That's what I mainly see about him. But I don't really see him doing too much to slow me down. So. And his stand-up's kind of like, it's kind of a little like weird style. He tries to stay long and stuff, but I'm just as long as him in this fight, so I don't see that playing a factor at all. So yeah, like I said, he's been there before, and he's a full mixed martial artist as well, but I'm definitely a step ahead of everything, I think, and I'm going to get the job done Saturday night, no question.
Excellent. Brian, you got something for him?
Yeah. Hey, Marty. So, we're coming towards the end of the year. This will be the last numbered Cage Titans card. How is 2019 lined up in terms of like your future goals, and where are you in terms of your short-term goals for 2019? Have you accomplished them? And where is it the outlook in the future right now for you?
So I definitely think I accomplished my goals in 2019. I wanted to fight more than 3 times. I did have a fight in June that got canceled about a week and a half, 2 weeks before the event, and so I would have ended up fighting 4 times, which would have maybe looked a little better. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. But I definitely think I accomplished everything in 2019 that I wanted to. Everything's going well in the training camps, just in life in general, staying in good, positive vibes, and 2020 is shaping up to be a good year, real good year, and I see myself in some big spots, at least in the middle of 2020.
Well, Marty, you're in the right place. You're in, Lausanne's. You got all them fighters that just, a lot of them, the younger ones broke out in the UFC this year. They're laying a path for eyes to be on you, man. How's it feel to see, Randy Coster in the UFC and in Boston, and these fighters that you train with on a regular basis killing it in the UFC?
I think it's the best thing ever, and it motivates me too. At the same time, being around these guys, I love it. Best feeling. And it makes me want to be better and do better, and that's why we just train our asses off, and hard work pays off, man. You put in the work, you will get to where you want to go.
Now, the only time I've ever really spoken to you, Marty, except for saying hi, shaking your hand, is in an after post interview after you just killed someone basically in the cage, man. So this is really a pleasure to get to like talk to you and kind of pick your brain and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Instead of just asking about the fight that just happened, man. How's training camp? Have you been, between each training camp, do you add different tools or do you just shop in what you have and, you learn as you go and things just fall into place?
So usually shopping up tools is mainly like as long as my basics is on point, that's when we start adding stuff. And we have been adding some stuff and trying new things and seeing where that goes. But mainly it's just sharpening tools, and learning as I go, because there's always new stuff to learn, and just go from there. I pick up things a little quicker, maybe some things a little quicker, some things takes me a little longer, but I do end up picking them up, and I'm always trying new things too, and putting myself in new positions and new this. I'm just always trying to do new things, So I just want to keep my fundamentals intact at the same time as me getting better and progressing in my knowledge as well.
As far as cornering, Joe's always there unless he's like overseas somewhere fighting or in a corner there. Who's in your corner and who's really been kind of your main sparring partners getting ready in this camp?
So my corners is, Lozon, obviously. Jimmy Mack has cornered me, and Mike Avila is my other coach, and the three of them has been cornering me my whole career so far, and, I definitely wouldn't change any of that, and they know me inside and out, so definitely want to keep that going too.
Hey, it's cool. Jimmy Mack, the Muay Thai coach, right?
Yeah.
He's fighting Beans was spilled on Monday. He's fighting on the 15th, correct?
Yes.
There you go, man. So now he's actually, that's pretty cool. He's getting ready for a fight while you were getting ready for a fight.
Exactly.
So
it's normally all the same at the gym. Everybody's always getting ready for fights. Coaches, students, whoever. We're all getting ready for fights. So it's nothing new, And it's good to do it all together at the same time,
with them big wins in Boston, Joe Lozon blowing the roof off the place. Has anything changed in the gym? I mean, I know Joe's humble and he's not one of those guys that's out there and seeking attention and, looking for cameras. Has people been lurking around Lozon's lately after that, that huge night in Boston?
No, it's all the same people that's been there, so I really haven't seen no one different. We've got a ton of guys coming in there, and it's all the same people that I've seen, and and just in the past about year or two, man, that gym has just exploded. There's so many people that joined about a year or two ago, and they're always there too now. Everybody just wants to train there and get better, and man, there's so many people. Like, we have grappling classes that have like 40 in them at a time. We had Joe had to separate one of the jiu-jitsu classes into two because there were so many people showing up to each grappling class. It's crazy the amount of people that go there now.
He's gonna have to blow out some walls pretty soon in there. Now, you talk about, all these people, all these fighters in that camp. I interview a lot of fighters I interview in the New England area. They head there on a Saturday morning from New Hampshire, Maine, anywhere in the New England area within 2 to 3 hours. People drive just to train there on a Saturday and get in that work.
Absolutely. It's well worth it.
Definitely, man. Brian, stop playing with the computer and ask Marty something.
Just doing some work.
Hey, Marty, he's doing your highlight reel right now.
Oh, there you go.
Doing a lot of people's highlight reels, but so in terms of this fight here, I think we talked about the opponent, correct? So,
what do you want to do?
I don't know.
What do you want to? What is not. What do you have to do in there come Saturday night, Marty? What do you have to do to this opponent to keep that train rolling and keep the eyes on you?
To be honest, I just gotta, as long as I go in there and pick up exactly where I left off, that's what I'm planning on. I am gonna run right through this kid. You know, I don't see him slowing me down at all. I don't see him that he can do nothing to me. So I'm gonna come in there, and I plan on having another dominant performance and just moving on. But getting in there and just telling you, man, once that referee tells us let's go, it's go time, and nothing else matters. I'm coming out there to fight, and I don't think this kid has my mindset. I really don't, and I don't think he's gonna be able to handle my pressure at all.
Excellent.
And it's just I'm going out there to take him out, whatever it takes, however I do it. I don't care. My hand is getting raised, and I'm gonna go have a nice time after that fight too.
Excellent. I have a future question for you, if I may ask, about maybe a future matchup, if you're interested. Marty, is Trevor's fighting on the next combat night? Is that a fight in the future that you would look forward to?
You know, probably not right now.
Yeah.
I never thought about fighting him for a third time. You know, so I mean, if he wanted to fight, I'd definitely let's do it. But to be honest, I honestly don't. I don't care to fight him again. But if his name comes up and he wants to do it, and he's trying to call me out or something, then I won't back down. But you know, I'm just trying to. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much my answer for that question.
Yeah, that's a perfect answer. Marty, last thing. Shout outs, who you want to thank, and all that good stuff. I knew you were new on social media a couple of fights back. How's things going with the social media? You keeping up on that?
A little bit. I'm not the best in the world at it, you know that, but I'm doing good. You know, trying to promote my fights and stuff, and just get my name out there a little bit. But you know, just it'll get better and better. But I got a lot of people on there now, and everybody's seeing my stuff, and so it's going. As of right now, it's going real good, and just gonna get better and better from here, right?
Excellent, man. Just, you know, you're growing, man. You're a young pro, ready to go for. Yeah, exactly. I mean, so everything's growing. You're learning every day, man. So, you know, I appreciate your time. Last thing, Marty, you want to say thank you to anyone, because you got a couple of days before weigh-ins and then fight night, man. Let it go.
Yeah, I want to thank my coaches, definitely, everybody at Lowe's on MMA for getting me ready for this camp. You know, I could not do it without you. This is a team sport. This is not like, yeah, I might get in that cage alone, but in all reality, I'm not getting in there alone. And everything to do with my career is not alone. I have the support of everybody, and I love it. And I thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. And you know, shout out to everybody that bought tickets off me. That is huge. My sponsors. It's just, you know, the support is crazy. So everybody at Lowe's on MMA, thank you so much, and I'm not going to let any of you guys down. Awesome.
Well, Marty, I'll see you Friday at weigh-ins. I have a signed shirt coming from you, I do believe. That is going to be going right on the right side of this wall near my TV up on the wall. So I appreciate the love, man, and man, I'll support you, and I can't wait to see you fight Saturday night, my man.
Awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, always, Marty, and we'll see you real soon, brother. Take care.
See you later.
Peace out, brother.
Later. That was awesome. Now, Brian, know what I have to do right now?
What's that?
Oh, I have to check my feed and make sure, like, everyone can hear and not yell at me. Go, hey, no one can hear.
Oh yeah.
So that's what.
I feel like that's not a problem. I don't know.
I get paranoid. So there's the feed. I'm showing Instagram the live feed right now.
My mic on.
All right,
Can you
so
hear me?
Brian, yeah, I can hear you. Good. So let me get Marty. Mike Polvere. Mike Polvere is going to call in a few minutes. I have the fight poster here, the fight card. I want to put that up. Okay. So let me get Marty's stuff because
Right. So hold on. Can I do a test? So if I do this, you can still hear me.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What's
so
that?
You were listening to that music the entire time I was blaring.
Yeah, dickhead. And I was hearing. And
I thought the switch turned.
No, you had the fucking thing out of your ear. I thought you were DJ Jazzy Jeff. Fucking guy.
My bad.
You're screwing up. You're screwing up. Hey, no more remote fucking podcast for you, bro. All right.
I'm sorry.
All right. I'm not gonna Mike posted so much shit as far as the case types. There's a bunch of you administrators on there. Am I correct? That post stuff, or is it just Mike that mainly posts?
It's this one person named Janice Redman. They live in South Dakota. Believe it or not, there's a town in South Dakota called South Dakota.
Is that the one?
And yeah, she does all the posting on the Facebook. Kind of just send all the stuff to her, and she does it all up.
Is that right?
No, not at all.
You're a fucking asshole. Are you serious, you fucking douche? You just made that up?
Not right. Made all that up. Oh man, it makes it good too because you can't see my face. I'll try to.
Well, you look like you're in the blue. You look like you're in the Blue Man Group right now. So.
I don't know. I'm trying to. I should have done something better with that. I thought right,
you look at Brian.
Yeah,
Brian.
I figured it out.
It looks like you're camping it. There you go. That's what we need right there, Brian.
Yeah. That's only just the change in my computer screen.
Jesus Christ! You look like you were in a tent for a minute. All right, so I got the fight.
Shirt.
I got the fight card up here, Brian. You know the fight card. You're looking at it, going through it right now. Where does this fight card sit in the year of fight cards of Cage Titans?
Man, they all blur they all blur together for me, so it's very hard to tell together. But this one is even with the fights that have dropped out. Very notable one being Jay's fight with Bendy Casimir, which was going to be a great fight. It's still happening. It's just happening 2 weeks later, but this is still a really, really good card. I mean, just looking at even the pro fights, they're extremely, extremely competitive on paper. I mean, fights don't happen on paper. Sports really don't happen on paper. But I think I'm back to this dark thing going here.
Yeah, what the fuck is going on in there?
Hold on. I got it. So.
All right. That's
It's gonna be really fun. Like a fight like Roberto Young versus Brandon Fleming. Like Roberto Young, I think he fought recently for Cage Titans.
He do
Sheamus.
Yeah, Don.
And he put on a very good show of his skills, his boxing skills. So that I believe is going to be a very nice competitive fight, a good fight for Fleming, who's really building himself towards a resume for Contender Series or something. And then Rob Gidron versus Sean Lally.
Yeah.
Rob Gidron might have a 4-3 record, but if you investigate on that, you'll find that his opponents are 24-9, the records when he fought them. So that is a pretty telling thing. He's fought some very experienced guys and very good guys, so this is going to be another interesting fight for Sean Lally, who's, again, also, I mean, he's a little bit different both with Fleming, but he's trying to bounce back and make another push again for himself, so that is very interesting. Of course, the main event, I don't really need to get into that. I mean, Marty's fight we talked about, very interesting. Another one on the main card, Zach Burhands versus Mitch Raposo.
Big time.
That's going to be a pretty important fight for both guys, because if Zach Burhands can beat Mitch, then, who's to say that he can't go on a run of his own and make a run for a bigger organization?
Yeah,
but
3-3
he's a tough guy. He's got good names in his record. if you just knocked off 5 in a row, 6 in a row, he's sitting at what 9-3. That's a very good record.
And if he beat Mitch, that would be a
Very,
boom
very
for
good
him.
thing.
So that's a big fight to watch. Mike Heck put out an interview with Mitch today, so check that out. It is on the Cage Titans Facebook page if you want to check that out. The interview with Mitch. So good stuff for that. Who else you got there? Let me see.
So I'm gonna go check out some of the things on the what's it called? The undercard here. A fighter who I really just love to watch fight, who I'm a fan of, Justin Stevens. I don't know. I mean, I shouldn't say this nickname because I don't know if he likes it or not. But I have deemed him the mailman. I love that nickname for him. So Justin Stevens, he's fighting Anthony Bassa, who's making his MMA debut, I believe. He fought on, I believe, Combat Night 1. He lost a close decision to Sean Rigo, I believe. And it'll be interesting to see what he's got. He's part of Connor Barry's team.
Nice.
So it'll be interesting to see. He's a tall, lengthy guy.
Defensive edge. I think that's defensive edge they're out of.
Yeah. And he's a tall, lengthy guy. It'll be interesting to see how Stevens kind of handles the length of that. And then another one, very, very interesting. Brandon Demora versus Andrew Valdina. I think Valdina came up short in his MMA debut at Cage Titans. Was it Bagley?
Yes, against Bagley. Yeah, they were going at it, and then Bagley just caught him and then put it on him from there.
Yeah, I mean that was. I mean, as we know, Bagley is a very, very talented guy, so that will be an interesting fight because we saw Demora. Was it Combat Night 2 we saw him?
I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Yeah, well, we saw him recently, and he put on a clinic of striking and distance, range management, footwork. I don't know what other words I can describe, but that looked like a seasoned MMA striker, not a boxer who's doing MMA, a Muay Thai guy who's doing MMA, an MMA striker. You looked clean as could be there. So that will be very interesting coming against Andrew Valdina, who is out of a Lausanne camp who has a lot of very talented strikers. So I believe he himself is more of a striker. I could be wrong about that.
Wasn't Demora supposed to go in the service? Is he still signed to go into the military?
Who?
Brett.
Demora?
Yeah. I thought.
Yeah, I believe it's coming up.
Oh, okay. So all right. Because the last time when he came off that win, I thought that was the last time we were going to see him. We were like, oh no, this kid's going away. But we're going to get one more look at him.
Yeah, I think that was his plan, but I'm not sure what the timeline was.
Okay.
He was very emotional after that win, so he was very detailed on what he was going to do. And I mean, I don't know if I'd be very detailed on what I want to do. You know? I don't know. I'd have to be there before I made that judgment. But yeah, those are. I mean, there's even more great fights on this card. I could literally go up and down and talk about them. But I believe they went through all of the card on Table Titans.
Yeah.
What's a fight that you? I mean, what's a fight that you are looking forward to?
Well, of course the main event. But as far as
not a headliner fight,
I am interested in Mitch Raposo, and I mean that's our guy in New England. That's the new guy. That's the new kid. That's projected to go to the UFC, and I'm interested in seeing him fight someone a step up in talent. You know what I mean? He's been running through everyone as far as the pros right now. And we talked about it on the podcast. This is a step up, and he doesn't want to hear shit from anyone after he comes away with a win here. So this is a big fight for Mitch. This is a stepping stone. This is blasting him off into 2020. So I am so interested in this fight. And, so many more But that Mitch and the main event really, really, really intrigued me.
Yeah, that's gonna be. It's gonna be interesting to see. Well, it's kind of funny with Mitch's pro career versus his amateur career, because his amateur career was like, oh, he can't finish anybody. But now in his pro career, he's had 2 very dominant, quick finishes. So Zach Burhans is known for being tough, gritty guy. So I'm wondering if we see a very full range of Mitch Raposo's skills. If he's going to strike a lot because Burhans will be able to negate his wrestling, or if
Mike Polvere.
What's up?
Michael? I'm supposed to have Mike. Mike, you there? Hold on. I think he's here. I have no idea. Mike? He hung up. Mike was calling in. So,
how dare he call in?
Yeah, how dare he call in? Hey, but, I forgot to elaborate. That was an interesting answer as far as Marty. Like, I could see his point that he doesn't want to, that he doesn't care to fight Trevor because Marty could be 4-0 after the, you know what I mean? He's looking to, you know what I mean? I don't know. So.
It's very interesting. I think that, I don't think that fight really needs to happen.
No, I was just interested if he wanted to get that win back. You know what I mean? That's all I'm interested in. You know what I mean?
I think even for Marty, it's like Marty's trajectory. He could get like 3 wins, and then that's like summer of 2020, and then you know what shows around summertime. So, and even between then, if he gets some dropout or something, you know, he's always staying in shape. So he's definitely a guy who's in line for a call up from somebody. You know?
Mike Polvere is blowing me off. He's not answering.
Oh, get out of here! I called you and you blew me off.
He hears everything. Mike Polvere is in the house, people.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Nothing much, man. How's have you watched any at all, Mike?
What, your show?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just watching you guys talking about fights to look forward to. I saw a little bit of Marty. I see Brian Gerson wearing his sunglasses at night. All that stuff.
Do you see Brian? So you see Brian's big head in the thing there. So that's all right.
Yeah.
All right. So, but I gotta explain something. But I gotta give Mike props. Mike's Polvere is the one that showed me how to do all this fucking shit that's happening right now. As far as the streaming and having people Skype in, I'd still be, not Steve the Room podcast 2.0 without Mike Polvere. That's all I have to say. So thanks, Mike.
Hey, man. Hey, listen, anything we can do, we're all a community. I say it all the time. We are Cage Titans. That includes media, fans, fighters, coaches, whoever. We're all here to help each other out. So good things. I'm glad you guys can use it.
Awesome,
online
man.
radio. What about online radio show personalities? How's that? What about those people?
What do you say?
Online radio show personalities, are they covered in that insurance policy?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're all covered.
Cool. All right, cool.
Awesome.
I just need to know whether I need to take my glasses off or not when we talk about
Mike. Since let's start the show off roasting a little bit. How do you think? What do you feel about Brian's look here? I mean, he's been my co-host. This is the 3rd show in a row. I think the sunglasses is going to be his trademark, or maybe that fluorescent green fucking Mac hoodie or something. What are you thinking about? He's gonna cover up his business.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, Mike. How's he feel?
I wasn't paid for this advertising, so until I get that check.
Mike, opinion. Shut up, Brian. Mike, opinion.
Listen, man. I'm just happy to hear people and see people like getting their name out there and interviewing the fighters. I'll make a general statement. Some people have faces for radio, and some people have faces for broadcast.
And that's why Brian used the word radio. Radio.
Well, that's the only reason I say it like that, because he already prefaced it that he's a radio guy. So, but yeah,
Hey, listen, you guys are, Brian, there's so many people that you guys are trying to help get these fighters out, and that's most important. So, listen, you can wear a Borat costume if you're going to be friggin' interviewing fighters and giving them the spotlight. Who cares what you're wearing? It's about the fighters anyways.
It is Halloween. It is Halloween, Brian. So you are dressed appropriately. So
not all us Middle Easterners wear a freaking Speedo around,
That's Borat.
I'm offended. All right.
You'll have to translate, Steve, his comments, because I think he's talking through a speaker into a speaker, it's really mumbled, so you might have to translate if you have to.
He's mumbling all together, Mike. So we're not here to talk to Brian because listen, shut up. I'm gonna shut your mic down in a minute, Brian. In all honesty, Brian is home doing work for Cage Titans that's happening on Saturday night. So I appreciate him calling in, but we're just going to let him sit there, and you and I are going to have a conversation while he gets some of the tape going here and working on the show. So, Mike.
Yeah, please do, because we got to, what's really cool about Brian, he's really been flourishing with his video work and some of the behind-the-scenes work that he's been doing for us. So, I know we've talked a couple times this week. I know he's been on location with a couple fighters. So, I'm thrilled to see what he comes up with for this show. So, yeah, let's definitely keep him pushing that stuff.
Excellent. Well, Mike, a couple of days away from weigh-ins. You got another big-time card coming, and then another card coming right after it. How you feeling about your event coming on Saturday night?
Man, this card is super cool. I mean, I'm pumped because I heard you guys talking about how does this stack up on the year, and the first fight card of the year would have been hard to top. We had Kinmoy, Jay Perrin, with the co-main event Barry versus Giannetti, so that's a hard 1-2 punch to try to top in terms of a fight card. But I think we might have done it with this one. I mean, Johnny Cupcakes is a staple for Cage Titans. Been around since Cage Titans 1. Never mind much longer. And then you got Bruno Jacare. Between these two guys, they get 60+ fights. How do you top that? These guys are as experienced as they come. This is going to be as high level of a fight as it comes. So I'm thrilled with this fight card. I'm really looking forward to it. The co-main event, Lally versus Gidron, they're big, huge, muscular guys that like to throw bombs. I mean, we talked about Lally going to the Contender, but Gidron's fought in LFA, which is basically the local show of all local shows. They're right below the Bellator World Series. They're the highest level local show you can really be on. So this kid's fought at a high level, so I'm really thrilled to see that as the co-main event. And there's so many other fights on this card that we didn't really go over, but this card's going to be really great. I can't wait for it. Yeah,
you had a Table Titans on Monday. You guys broke down every fight on this card. So if anyone wants to, find out about these fighters and everything about their card, go check out Cage Titans, Table Titans from this last Monday, man. You'll learn a lot, and you'll learn a lot about what's going on this Saturday night. Mike, you got a lot. It's fight week. You got a bunch of shit going on. Tomorrow you got a press conference. You mentioned Lally and Gidron. You have a big-time press conference. Let's talk about that, because you are adding new things to Cage Titans all the time to make it a fight weekend or fight week to be proud of in New England, man. So talk about what's going on tomorrow.
Yeah, so you were a part of our first press conference. It was an idea that we had. I mean, it's not some groundbreaking idea, but, the press conference was a great opportunity to get some fight week hype, and we had the privilege back in June when we did it for the first time. We had Peter Barrett versus Zach DiSabatino, who were both local guys, and it was really cool to have them both there. We had Jeff Joy and Optimo Pofu, who were fighting for the title, that were both local, so they were able to be a part of it. I think that was important for me, that when I was going to decide to do a press conference again, I really don't want to only give one side of the card the hype. It's not fair to have one guy sitting there but an opponent not there. So I want to make sure everybody had an equal opportunity to get there. So we're actually flying the guys in early so that they can attend the press conference. So Gidron's flying in early. Roberto Young's going to fly in early so that we can have both sides of the card. I think sometimes what happens with promotions, one side of the card, the hometowners get all the hype and they get all to do all the fun stuff and promoting, and the B side, so to speak, or the out-of-staters, the forgotten heroes of the card. So I want to make sure that they got equal footing and an equal voice. So I'm really pumped for this press conference that we're going to have in Johnny Cupcakes and Bruno, obviously, but we're going to have Rally, who's local, but also his opponent, Gidron, and we're going to have Brendan Fleming as well as Roberto Youngman.
Excellent, man. So, I know I can't make it, but I'm going to be, sending you my questions for these gentlemen. Do you have other media that have sent in questions? Anyone going to be there? Or is
yeah. So yeah, this was kind of it's cool that we're doing it, but this was kind of an under the radar one. Last time we set up a little bit of Facebook group, but this was kind of a last minute thing with some flights and some things moving. We weren't sure we were going to be able to put it together because also it is Halloween.
Yeah.
So that was a factor. Downtown Plymouth, they do a little kids trick or treating in the whole downtown, like a street shut down. So we weren't sure if we were going to be able to do it, but I think this is going to probably be more of like a closed set type press conference where there's not going to be any reporters, but the reporters are going to send their questions in. We're going to be Facebook living it. So this event's more of like a closed event just for videotape, and so we can send it out to the Facebook live stream. So we have a couple guys. You're going to send some questions. Brian's got some questions. Jarrett Kelly from Fightbook sent some questions in. Mike Heck from Flow Combat sent some questions in. So we're going to be reading those questions on air, getting the answers. We're going to do some stare downs so we get some cool photos there. So yeah, man, it should be a fun little event. It's going to be a quick little, 15, 20 minutes because it is the day before weigh-ins. So we want to get these guys in and out so they can get back home and get ready for the weight cut and preparations for weigh-in day.
Excellent. Where is this is of course inside, correct? I mean,
yeah, so it's inside. Yeah, last time it was June, so we were able to do it outside, which I loved. I thought the dynamic and the view of being out front the steps of Plymouth Memorial Hall was amazing. Obviously, November it's a little colder and it's going to be raining. Actually, it's October, but we're going to be doing it at Tavern on the Wharf and the tie-in for Tavern on the Wharf. So, we're saying it's closed set, but if people are in the area in Plymouth and they want to stop by and say hi, they're more than welcome to. But the cool tie-in for Tavern on the Wharf, obviously, that's where we have our after party, and so we're going to be able to promote the press conference there as well as the after party. And UFC 244, which Tavern on the Wharf is getting for the after party, so we won't have to miss out on that great event. Nick Diaz and Jorge Masvidal.
Awesome. You're covering every angle, Mike. There's no excuse. You can't come to this card on Saturday night. You're going to have the fights on at, the after party. You have weigh-ins on Friday. They usually Facebook Live at 1. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. So we open the doors to the public at 12 o'clock for weigh-ins, and then we go live at 1 o'clock on our Facebook page. Steve, you're always there doing the behind the scenes before we go online. So, I'm sure you'll be there with the camera getting some behind-the-scene action before we go live at 1 o'clock.
Most definitely. And that is at Pins in Kingston, correct?
Pins in Kingston. So, yeah, basically our fight week schedule is tomorrow we kick it off with the press conference, 2 o'clock, Facebook Live, Tavern on the Wharf. Follow up with Friday, we're going to be at Pins for the weigh-ins, Facebook Living at 1. And then Saturday, obviously, fights start at 6, which is a great start time. We have a stacked event, 15 fights. Doors open at 5, first fight 6. And then the goal is to be out of there around 10:30 when the main card starts for UFC 244, so we can all walk over to Tavern on the Wharf and have a great time celebrating our last numbered event of the year.
Awesome, my man. Well, it seems like, it's all planned out. It's bigger and better every card. And like I spoke when you first came on, you have another card basically, a week and a half or so there. This one is on a Friday night. Is this your first Friday night card?
We actually used to do Friday night cards when we first started Cage Titans back in 2009, 2010. We got away from doing Friday night cards for a little while. The reason why this one's on a Friday was because this was supposed to be our last event of the year. We never intended on Combat Night. When I set up the schedule for 2019, we never knew we were going to do Combat Nights. This kind of fell in our lap, and we had great success with it. And we said, all right, let's keep rolling with it. Then we did Combat Night 2. And then here we are this was supposed to be our last event of the year, and a lot of people are like, Mike, when's the next Muay Thai fights? When are we doing another combat night? You know, and I kind of succumbed to the pressure. And since it was a last-minute ad, Pins didn't have any dates available, and Memorial Hall only had the 15th available, so I was kind of stuck with either do a Friday night at Memorial Hall or not do a combat night. And there was a bunch of fighters that wanted to get an opportunity to fight on combat night. So the fighters spoke, I listened, and that's where we ended up with the Friday night. We are starting that card, though, at 7 o'clock. So obviously people get out of work at 5. They can still get down to Plymouth and make sure that they get there in time for the 7 o'clock start time. So a little later than normal. And
the cool thing about it, I mean, with Perrin's card, Perrin not being able to make this card, it works out perfectly that he's going to be headlining that card, which isn't amazing. It just worked out. Things happen for a reason, and I'm glad, Savage gets to perform before 2020, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. Somebody's like, Mike, I was actually at the Athletic Commission today. They're like, Mike, are you crazy? Like, you just had a baby a month ago. You have a card. You just had UFC Boston. You got another card after this. And it's just like, listen, man, I love what I do just as much as you love what you do. And the fighters are wanting to fight, and I want to keep them busy. And in this particular instance, like with Jay Perrin, if we didn't have this opportunity for him, his fight would have been scrapped, and he would have been on the sidelines for 6-7 months. When it was all said and done, by the time we could fight again next year in 2020. So the more cards we do, that's just more opportunities for these fighters to hone in on their craft, work on their skill set. I got guys hitting me up nonstop. Hey, my fight fell through. I know you guys are doing 8-9 cards a year. Can we get on your next one? So it's a great time to be part of Cage Titans. But bigger than that, it's a great time to be, part of the sport in general.
Yes, definitely New England is bringing it. Promotions like you that are bringing up the young stars of the future. I mean, you got a bunch of them on this card. The baby needs to be fed. Before I let you go, Mike, 2 fights on this card that intrigue you the most.
Oh, man, everybody always asks me this question, and I always say I give the simple every fight on this card. Like, the big thing about Cage Titans, and actually it kind of comes through a little bit more because I just actually left the gym, and I heard a horrible story about how somebody got treated. And I will say this, I don't care if you're an 0-0 amateur and never fighting again. I don't care if you're a guy that could be in the UFC next thing. You're always treated the same, and every one of your fights matter to me. I want to make sure you have the best experience, you're treated correctly, and things are done on the up and up. I can't stress that enough. These fighters, no matter who they are, I don't care if they're the next superstar or not, they're sacrificing a lot to be able to be in that cage and be an entertainer. So we need to be treated as such. So I'm sorry I can't give it to you, but I'm looking forward to every fight on the card because every one of them has their own story. Everyone has their own reason why they're stepping foot in that ring, and everyone's just as important as the next person. So it is your sorry answer, but that's all I got for you.
Hey, Mike, that's what I expected. I mean, I always got to give a little, try to get a little beans out of the last question. The last question I asked Marty was a future matchup with Trevor. So I kind of put him on the spot, and he answered it really great. He goes, it's not a fight that I really want. But if he calls me out in the future, I'm not going to I'm not going to not take the fight and let him talk, call me out. So, but Marty's on a high. He's could be 4-0 with 4 finishes after Saturday night. So the ball.
Yeah, that's like super cool. I mean, you think of the MMA math that's involved in that. Yeah. Like Adams beat Adams beat Trevor beat Marty. Like, how does that MMA math play out? That's very intriguing. I remember when we were going on Table Titans, a couple people were like, "Wow, that fight's early in the card," and like another fight later, like, "Wow, that fight's early in the card." It's like every one of these fights on this card is really exciting, and it just makes one of those super deep cards. It's our last numbered event, just kind of like UFC 244. This is a pretty stacked card for the UFC in terms of a pay-per-view. Yeah. You're like, wow, Wonder Boy Thompson's on this card. Wait a minute, Derek Lewis is on this card. Wait a minute, Gastelum and Till. Like, you're like, wow, there's a lot of stacked fights on this UFC card. I feel the same way about this last Cage Titans event for the numbered events. This whole card's stacked, and I'm excited to promote it. and I can't wait to show the fans what these guys have on Saturday night.
Flow Combat, get it, buy it, watch it.
Get your tickets and come down. If you can't make it down, as you know, if you're out of state, hit up Flow Combat. You can get it on Flow Combat. They've been doing a great job. And if you can't make it out, definitely, here's my plug, definitely go into Flow Combat because this is a contract here for us. So all the numbers and all the support, if you can't make it out there in person, the Flow Combat hits also help us. So, definitely get out there. No matter what, you don't want to miss this card. We're starting at 6. Don't worry. We'll be done in time. You won't miss the Diaz fight. You won't miss the Till fight. You're going to be able to check it all out. It's going to be a great night of MMA action.
Awesome. Anything for Mike before I let him go there, Brian? He probably won't be able to hear you, but go ahead.
No.
Brian's got nothing. I don't want to hear him mumble. All right, Mike. Listen, I appreciate. Look, he's shaking his head like fucking Domenico. I appreciate everything you do for me. All the play you give me. Let me.
I didn't give you beans. I put beans in your comments, but you didn't read my comment.
Oh,
you wondered who your person was going to be, and we just got done with the contract negotiations, Brian said. And Slippery Pete Peter Barrett's going to be at the pre-show with you.
Holy shit! I got Slippery Pete Barrett. Cool. Oh yeah, too good looking son of a young and old here, young and old. Oh my God, Mike. Well, I can't. All right. Well, I got to thank you for that because that's pretty huge, man. We should get a lot of you.
He just signed to the UFC. He's one of our longest tenured. I think he's the second most fights in Cage Titans history. So we're excited to see him doing great things getting into the UFC after all his hard work over the years with Cage Titans. And we're super stoked that he always wants to give back to us. Like, he's hitting me up every day. Hey, you need me to go pick up chairs? You need me to go get the tables for the fights? What do you need me to do? I hit him up. I said, you want to do the pre-show? He's like, do I got to get dressed up? I was like, it would be nice. And he goes, it would be nice to get a bag of 20s. And I started laughing. And he goes, don't worry. He's actually signing on a house tomorrow. So congratulations to him and his girlfriend, Michaela. They bought their first house, and they're doing all the paperwork tomorrow. But he purposely saved. He goes, I knew you were going to ask, so I purposely didn't pack a nice dress outfit. So he's going to be dressed up. So he's going to give you a run for your money in the fashion game.
Here we go, Brian. Here we go. All right. I'm going to let you go, Mike, because we're going to end the show. Mike, let me just tell you, listen. Not only do I love promoting fighters, but I love putting memes out there. Did you see my Diaz meme today with the Simpsons and the strippers?
Oh, was it the Master Ball Diaz one?
Oh my God, it blew up. Dude, I can't. Some guy shared it. It got like 1,200 likes. He stole it off me and shared it, but it still had my website on it. Fuck that dude. So,
that's what you should do. Whenever you do your own memes, throw your little logo in the top right corner or the left corner, because once those get shared out, then you at least, even if they don't share from your original content, your logo's still getting out there and you're still getting the recognition.
I'm learning, Mike. I'm learning every day. But again, Mike, I appreciate everything you do for me as far as the support, Regional Fight Sports, Ambassador Fighters, and everything you do for the fighters in New England, brother. I'm going to let you go, and I'll be sending you in my questions either tonight or tomorrow morning for the press conference. Okay?
No doubt. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you, Steve, for all your hard work that you do. Just like these fighters, they're grinding. They're doing this for their pure passion of this. You do the same thing, so we appreciate what you do. Same thing goes to your co-host and Brian. We're all in this because we love it, so thank you to you guys. And we will see you. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Hit up your fighters. You got one more day to get your tickets from your fighters, because that's how they get compensated. And if you can't, you can always go to CageTitansFC.com. But follow along. We have a fun 3 days planned for you. We'll talk to you soon. That's all I got for you.
All right, my friend. Thanks so much, and I'll see you Friday at weigh-ins.
See you Friday, my man.
All right, later. All right, Brian. We're going to have...
Of the promo?
Say that again?
Want a little preview of the promo?
Yeah, like how you going to do that? What do you mean? You're just going to tell me?
Just turn my laptop around.
Yeah, wait, let me get this out of the way. Let me get this poster out. And then remind me to share my Diaz poster, because I got to show that before we leave. All right, so go ahead. Turn that around.
You got to stall for a couple seconds because I got to set it up.
All
I
right.
have two computers.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put the Diaz picture up. Well, so we talked about where are we? We talked about UFC 244 and being able to watch it. Well, you know, this is the meme I put up today. I made that last night when I was over my girlfriend Rose's. And what's that?
I can't see it yet.
Yeah, that's all right. It'll show up in a minute. And I was at, and I made it last night, and I said, as soon as I send this out, it's gonna blow the fuck up. And Brian, this is like funny as shit, man. I mean, I made it, and I don't usually look at my memes all day, but I've been looking at this back and forth because it's it's so true. Is it not so true?
That's too good. Oh my god.
Is it not true?
I think I might have even seen that. That's so. I see the bottom left. You get the bottom left going.
Yeah. I stuck it in the bottom left.
That's so funny.
It's fucking
That's
awesome, man. So I am after this meme today. This is my most famous meme right here. My most famous original meme. Wait a minute, Brian. Let me get that out of the way. Oh, you're turning the computer around. All right, I gotta get that out of the way so I can see what you're doing. Oh, look at Johnny's face in there. All right, hold on. Keep it coming a little bit.
Hold on. I'm gonna change it.
A little, full screen. Oh, look at that. All right, a little preview of,
Hold on.
All right. Hold on.
I'm going to block my camera for a moment. I'm going to figure out the spot I want to go to.
What am I doing?
All right.
What is that?
It's a cookie thing.
Why are we looking at a cookie?
So I'm trying to figure out the spot.
Oh, that's the cupcake or something. What is that?
It's called Lenny and Larry's Cookies.
Why is that there? Does that have anything to do with the promo?
No.
Oh.
I'm just trying to block where I'm starting out at. Right. So I'm gonna put these headphones near my mic. Hopefully, tell me if you can hear. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear this when I play. Ready?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Oh, that's cool.
And the preview is over.
All right.
That was a little piece of it. A very small piece. Very, very small piece.
Well, I'm impressed, Brian. I'm always impressed by your work. You know that.
Oh, thank you.
That's a little different. That what you put together. Where do you get the music from it? For that?
It's just online, free.
All right,
so Google it.
Because I always get picked on copyrights. You know that. So.
Yeah, that's copyright free.
All right, awesome.
That music right there.
So, Brian, last things. I'm going to see you Friday.
I didn't even know my mic was all the way up there.
What are you saying?
I didn't even know my mic was all the way up. It was not even down near my face.
I don't even know what the fuck you're saying. So
whatever.
All right. So I'm going to see. I'm going to see you Friday. Let me put that up one more time. The fight card. And Brian.
Yeah.
We got to get out of here. So last words before I let you go.
Yeah. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Great show. I mean, I was a little bit unprepared in terms of the character, my personality, my radio show personality. The hair wasn't there definitely today. Today I didn't have the hair, so that was a big part of it. But I promise next week or whenever the next time we get back on, Brian will be back fully. We'll play a game of Would You Rather for fun, and yeah, this card is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun stuff. Check out the pre-show with Stave Domenico hosting. Slippery Peter Barrett, recent UFC signee, is going to be an analyst on the show. It's going to be fun. Tune in. Probably around 4:30, we'll be going live on the Facebook of Cage Titans. So yeah, check us out. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, that's about it. Brian, you do anything for tomorrow's Halloween? You doing anything for Halloween tomorrow?
Well, because I'm not a pedophile or 10,
What the hell?
yeah, I don't really do anything for Halloween.
All right, brother.
You know,
I
eat candy. I eat candy.
Yeah, I almost wore my Khabib bear and Khabib shirt tonight, but I couldn't find a Khabib shirt.
Ooh,
so,
I do have a great story. It's probably an off-air story. I probably can't.
All right, we'll talk about that later.
I did have a Halloween party. I might go to another one this weekend. Oh wait a minute. I can't do that.
No, because you're going to be at Cage Titans Saturday. All right.
It's a Sunday party.
Enough of that. All right, Brian. So we're going to get out of here because I have to go have a beer and get some sleep after. So thanks everyone for watching. I will be at weigh-ins on Friday, bringing you behind the scenes around 12:30 before weigh-ins kick in. I always go behind there. Sometimes I catch someone's ass while they're, weighing in. It's kind of exciting. I talk to fighters. The Lozon crew will be there. And, I'll be getting words with everyone in the back room. So it's pretty cool to watch what goes on behind the scenes at weigh-ins, the doctors, the weigh-ins, Andy Krzyzkowski getting everyone ready as far as glove size and all that other shit. So it's pretty cool to watch. So tune in 12:30 to me everywhere. And I'll be bringing you that behind the scenes. And then, of course, 1 o'clock will be the Cage Titans live weigh-ins on Facebook. Remember tomorrow that they do have the press conference, so Mike will be posting about that and be going live with that also. So tune in, and thanks for watching tonight. And we will be having Brian back in the room next week. And Brian, maybe we can figure out how to Skype someone in live together and have them on the screen like this, and we'll evolve the show every week.
We will definitely do that. I will bring the equipment we need. Let's stay on the Skype call after we end the show. Just a couple things to discuss pre-show wise.
All right. With that said, see you later, people.
Peace.